I'm president of the TAVIM. TAVIM, by the way, stands for Technology Association for the Visually Impaired of Missouri. And our vice president is Chip Haley. Secretary is Debbie Sanders. And our treasurer is Rick Orr. We also have on the board Mr. Paul Mims and Jedediah Smith, Chad Rohr, and Brenda Whitlock. So we make up TAVIM, and if you get a chance, go to our website, TAVI, TAVI-MO.org. You'll see more information about what we offer. And tonight we are doing the presentation on the Meta RayBan glasses. Debbie Sanders and Paul Min will be doing the presentation. And I believe, Paul, that we're going to start off with you tonight.
Yeah, I think so. If I can get my right place here. Okay. Okay, I had a file set up. So I'll say good evening to everybody. We'll call it evening, although the sun's still up. And my name is Paul Mims. I think a lot of you know me, maybe not everybody. I am currently the president of the Blinded Veterans Association National Board, but I'm even more proudly a member of the Missouri Council of the Blind. And as we've already established, I'm also a member of the TAVIM Board of Directors. And so what I'm going to do tonight with the help of Debbie is try to give you some really good information on a device that's come out called the Meta, M-E-T-A, RayBan glasses. Meta is the company that owns and is Facebook. And you know that will be a prime consideration as we get into the presentation later. But what they have produced is a pair of glasses that actually provide some access using AI, artificial intelligence, and they've put that into a pair of glasses. And these aren't goofy looking like, you know, the Envision glasses, or if any of you remember the Sighted Guide, they were some really ugly, you know, big dark black frame glasses. And so these are actually the same glasses that if you could see, or if you can see, sighted people are already wearing. These are RayBan glasses. However, they've included some electronics in the frame of these glasses. So we're actually wearing a device that you will be able to see sighted people in the community wearing as well. And so as you wear these, until you whip out your cane or walk with your dog, people aren't going to know you're blind. Now, I've been around the technology industry that has to do with people that are blind for, years, since the 1980s or before, 1980s. And so some of you weren't even here yet, I think. And all that time, those of us that are blind have been wishing that we didn't have to pay $4,000 for something everybody else can get for $400. But that's been the nature of the development of most of the technology that we can use if it's electronic technology, because the production of it on a small market basis is so cost prohibitive, really, that the cost to us as the end users is also prohibitive. What we have here is a device that's well within the reach of the economy or budget of a lot of us. And it will provide us the same service it provides sighted people. And I can tell you, I'll say here, these glasses weren't developed for people that are blind. I'm not sure it was on their radar when they developed them. However, a very fortunate outcome is that they are easily usable for people that are blind or visually impaired. And they give us access to a lot of stuff we've been yearning for years. And so, with that, I will pass it on to Debbie, and anything I missed, we'll pick up later.
Sounds good. Thanks, Paul. I guess with that little bit of background, you're saying that you're readily admitting how old you are.
I'm 79 years old, okay?
Well, and I say that because I think that's really cool, because you really are one of those early adopter technology adopters, no matter what. And I love to see that at someone your age, that you're not afraid to get in there and play with new technology and stuff. So I love that about you. And I think that's
I gotta tell you, it comes in my family, okay? About 4 months ago, I bought my 99-year-old mother her smartphone. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Good genes.
Yeah.
But she's just as curious about technology as any of you are, I think.
That's good.
She started using a computer with Windows at age 70. So there we go.
Okay. Well, I'm going to segue into where to purchase these, and we'll talk a little bit about the frames and the lenses, and the cost. And there's any doctor's office that sells the RayBans, you can get them through there. I got mine through my low vision doctor in Springfield. His name is Dr. David Pierce with Pierce Vision Specialist. And I can pass on his number if you guys are needing to work through a doctor. You can get them on Best Buy or Amazon, or through meta.com or ray-ban.com. And
Lens Crafters.
Yeah, Lens Crafters. Anybody that retails the RayBan sunglasses, you can usually get these at that I have seen.
Yep, Sunglass Hut sells them too.
Yep. So they're out there, they're readily available. I had to get a prescription in my lens because I have enough sight that I can still get a prescription and still be able to read. But I got mine because I wanted good sunglasses instead of my wraparound sun shields that I had. I've got mine with the dark tint and with distance lenses because, I am of that age to where I can't read print without having readers on, or bifocals or trifocals. So I just got my sunglasses with just the distance lenses. So, and again, I used my low vision specialist in Springfield, Pierce Vision Specialist, and I ordered through them. I did not test it to see whether or not I could have paid through my RSB case or through medical. I just paid out of pocket because it was still affordable enough for me to do that. Unlike Envision and Orcam, which Orcam we can't even get anymore. So let me talk a little bit about the styles. There's 3 different styles. There's the original Wayfarer look, which was real popular back in when did Top Gun originally come out? Was that in the 80s, 90s? And so it's kind of that.
Yeah.
I think that's what Tom Cruise wore, and they made him so popular.
And if you can see your screen, I have mine on. Mine are the Wayfarer.
And Wayfarers, they're a black frame. They come in different colors and stuff, but typically they're the black frame, and they have a little bit of a tapered rectangular bottom look. And it comes in a matte and shiny black. And they've also come out with a shiny caramel with a little bit of transparency to it. They have a matte jeans, which is a blue color. and a shiny warm stone transparent frame. The lenses that you can get are a gradient graphite, which should be a gray, the green that RayBan has always been so popular with, a clear to green transition lens, which goes from clear inside to you go outside and then it would turn green. A brown lens, a dusty blue lens, clear, amber, or watermelon red. And that watermelon red goes on that shiny warm stone transparent frame, I believe it is. The cost, and this doesn't matter which frame that you get, the cost for these range anywhere from $299 to $379. So they're really affordable for what they do. If you have to get a prescription, that's going to cost extra, of course, but you can get the prescriptions in them. The next set of frames is called headliners, and it has more of a rounded bottom look. Instead of a rectangular look, it's more of a rounded look. And it comes in shiny and matte black and shiny warm stone transparent frame. The lenses that you can get in it is green, charcoal black, clear to gray transition, dark green, saffron yellow, and clear. So if you just want it for indoor wear. And again, the cost on it is $299 to $379. Prescriptions are extra. And then the third type of frame they have is called Skylar, and it's pretty new. It has more of a feminine look to it. And I would describe it more as like the headliner with the more round bottom, but at the top, it elongates a little bit more. And I think I would describe it more as like a slight Catwoman glasses shape, cat eyes or something, or whatever they call that shape. It's just a little bit more angular at the top and pointy, but with round bottoms. And these particular frames come in a shiny, chalky gray, almost a white, shiny black, and shiny caramel transparent. The lens colors in it is a gradient cimarron pink, and that is only available on that shiny chalk gray. Cerulean blue, green, and brown lenses. And it's the same cost, $299 to $379. And the prescriptions are extra. So that kind of describes the frames and the lenses choices that you can get. And then I want to go into a little bit about what comes in when you unbox it, what comes in it. You will get a cleaning cloth, your glasses, and the charging system, which this is engineering that just blows my mind. I absolutely love it. But it is the charging case is the glasses case, if you can believe that. So you store your frames in this semi-hard case, and at the bottom of this case is a USB-C port, and you just put your glasses in there, flip the flap, and there's a light that shows green, or it'll show yellow if it's not starting to need to be charged, and that charges your glasses. And it is just an amazing piece of technology right there, just in and of itself. So innovative that just really, I'm like, this is like the coolest design ever. So the charging case, well, let me tell you, back up a little bit about this. Your glasses will last, you'll have about 4 hours of battery life with your glasses. and you'll get about 8 different charges or so out of the charging case.
Mhm. Mhm.
And once you put your glasses in there, let's say if you let your glasses discharge about till it's got about an hour left, you can put your glasses in the case and you can get up to at least 50% back in your charge in just about 20 minutes. So it does a pretty good job at charging it pretty quickly.
Mhm.
And again, like I had mentioned, it's got a USB-C port built into the case itself. So it's very, very impressive, and it's high quality. I will say that I've tested a couple of other smart glasses recently, the Amazon ones and the Lucid ones, and they don't have the camera in them. They're only for auditory things, and the little glasses case that came with them are these triangular things that you just kind of pop open, and they're not sturdy at all, and it's like, ooh, these are like not good. So that's a little bit about the charging case, which is, like I said, it was very awesome engineering. And then with these glasses, and we might actually want to come back to this a little bit, Paul, but you have to have the MetaView app downloaded on your smartphone. And it's available for both iOS and Androids, as long as you have 14.4 and above on iOS and Android 10s. And you have to have location services turned on. But it is very helpful to help you get set up with your glasses. I found it really pretty easy to go through all the setup to do that. You also have to have a valid Meta account and Wi-Fi, of course, to do all of that.
Well, I think you can stop there and let people
Yeah,
know.
because we can
A
come
Meta
back to some of
account,
that stuff. Yep.
yeah, that
All
can
right.
be either Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah.
And
All
I
right,
think
back over to you, Paul.
Threads is also okay. Well, okay, so a Meta account can be a Facebook account. It can be an Instagram account. And my understanding is that Threads is also off the Meta platform. And so if you have an account with any of those, when you use the same thing to log into your Meta account. The app is very friendly as far as using voiceover with it. Everything talks. And so you're not going to be in the dark about anything. When you first unbox the glasses and put the glasses in the case, after you had, of course, you have to take them out and look at them and feel them and play with them. Then they're going to tell you to put the glasses back in the case. And the first thing that they do after you download the app, the first thing the app is going to tell you to do is to put the glasses in the case. And then it's going to basically give you information to tell you to hold on for a few minutes. And they're installing the latest update. So no matter when you get them, they're going to install the latest update before they even talk you to the point where they give you instruction on how to use them. And throughout the time that you own them, if there's an update and they're in the case, they'll update. Very likely when you open the app, because the app is installed on your iPhone. So because it is using and sharing some of your iPhone services as with the glasses. For instance, if you have, I guess I'll say, for instance, if you want to send a text message using the glasses, you can. It's going to give you a notification that you got a text message. And it's because the glasses don't have the capability for the text message. Your iPhone does, or your Android phone does. It simply interfaces with those onboard resources and gives you feedback about those and some interaction with them. But the app will take you through a wide array of settings. It'll give you, well, there aren't really any visual settings, but if you take a close look, there are two what you think are lights or camera lenses on the front. One is actually a camera lens. It's the one on the right as you're wearing them. On the left is another light, and might think it's a camera lens, but it's actually a light that flashes when you're taking a picture. That has to do with the safety and privacy rather, concerns, that you're not taking a picture of somebody who doesn't know that you're doing it or have some indication that you're doing it. So if you try to cover that up with your finger, it won't take the picture. So there are some factors built in order to protect the privacy of the people around you as well as yourself. You don't want somebody saying, "Why are you taking my picture?" and pull out a gun and shoot you. So, and you know, life is like that now. So as you go through that, it will make those settings. Let's see, what else will it do? Well, these glasses, while you're wearing them, will also, among the features that they share with your glasses is music. If you have an Amazon account, you can play Amazon music through the glasses. And you have to put in your sign-in information, your username and password on Amazon. Apple Music, it will play Apple Music. And if you have your Apple ID and password, depend on the level of music that you have in Apple Music, it will play your Apple Music. You know, whatever is free if you don't have a subscription. It will also play Spotify if you have a Spotify account and you play music through that. And you select those and set those up in your settings as you go through the app. Like I said, you know, text message, there's nothing to set up. If you get a text message, you'll simply get a notification that says someone with no name or someone unknown sent you a text message. That's all it'll say. What you can do with the glasses is say, "Hey, Meta, read it." And if there's a text message there, it will read it. Now, it only stays there for a while. So if you wait 4 or 5 minutes and you say, "Read my last text message," it may be past the time where it can do it. So it does it pretty soon. Okay. Hey, Meta, read my last text message.
No messages in the last minute.
There's no message in the last minute. Hey, Meta, read my text messages. Well, I guess it doesn't want to. But Debbie sent me a message, but it didn't catch it. I've got earbuds in.
2 messages on your phone from Debbie Sanders.
Okay, there's 2 messages on my phone from Debbie Sanders. Hey, Meta, read them.
Debbie Sanders said, "I'm sending you a text message. I'm sending you a text message."
Okay. Hey, Meta, read my next message. Okay, I guess it read them both. Okay. Could anybody hear that?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I want to let you know that you're hearing it because I have earbuds on. And so you hear the voice I have. There are several voices. There's a female voice, a couple of female voices, 2 or 3 male voices as well. So you can pick a voice that you like to hear. You can hear pretty well, and so that your music and your text is private. However, it's a very efficient speaker, and it will depend on how loud you have it as to whether people around you can hear your media. whether it's your text messages or your music. But I'm happy that you can hear. So let's see. There are a couple of ways that you can get information from the glasses. The most basic is to give the glasses a prompt by saying, "Hey Meta, tell me what you see."
To continue, reconnect your phone to the internet.
Okay, saying to reconnect my phone to the internet. Wow. Okay. In most cases, it will tell you.
I've got a whole
I don't
list
know.
of commands to go over if you want me to
Yeah.
do that.
Okay.
Do you want me to go
Well,
ahead and
could
do
you
that,
hear my
Paul?
music? Yeah. Okay. So my music came on my phone, and
No, we
I didn't
lost
hear
you.
the music.
Paul, you'll have to go back through on your Bluetooth on your phone. Make sure it's coming through Zoom, because there you go.
are you there, Debbie?
Yep, we're here.
Oh, okay. So you can go ahead and read the list if you want.
Okay, let me read through some of the commands of what you do. Now, I have had a hard time training myself with the commands only because I'm so used to talking a certain way to Siri, and I'm used to talking a certain way to Lady A. And half the time I call Meta Lady A. And because I'm just like, wait, what's your name again? So, but here are some of the commands, and granted, again, this is using AI. And one of the things with artificial intelligence is you're having to train AI as you go along. It'll continue to get smarter. It will continue to evolve as you keep using it. So, and plus the user is going to keep evolving with it as well.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So, but some of the basic things that I know how I use my glasses is like when we go into restaurants and I want help using or reading the menu and stuff, or just describing the area around me. So some of the basic commands that you have to start it with is, "Hey Meta, look and see," or "Look and tell me what you see." "Hey Meta, look and tell me what you see in this room." And you just start evolving your speech to be more descriptive, to pull more description out from the AI. And so another one would be, "Hey Meta, look and give me a more detailed description of what you see." "Hey Meta, look and give me a very detailed description of what you are seeing." So that's kind of the phrasing. In fact, we were in a restaurant yesterday in Tulsa, and I said, "Hey Meta, look and tell me what you see." And it described various signages on the wall. And there was a poster in front of me, and I said, "Hey Meta, look and see what's on this poster in front of me." And it came back and said it's Clint Eastwood. So it's like, all right, that's pretty impressive. So there again, you are training it, it's training you to figure out what to say. Some other basic commands would be like, "Hey Meta, look and give me a detailed description of whether you see moving cars or not." This one I've had hit and miss. I've been in a parking lot looking around, and because if in this particular scenario, if you're going from a parking lot trying to cross it and go into a store, you want it to say, you want it to catch to see if there's any moving cars around, right? Well, I've kind of had hit and miss on this particular one of telling me if there's any moving vehicles. But there again, I have not trained it that much to look for that. There's some other basic commands that you could use would be, hey, Meta, look and translate the information on the street sign that you are looking at. And it will do translation things. There's some other things that I have used it for besides reading the menus. You can use it for reading mail. Hey, Meta, look and give me a detailed description of anything on this envelope. Or, hey, Meta, look and read in detail the information on this envelope. So it's a little bit of different phrasing there. And like I said, you've got to just keep playing with it and tweaking it as you go. Hey, Meta, read and give me a detailed description from top to bottom of the document I am holding. And I have found it generally, and this is the same thing with restaurants. I'll say, give me a description or read it from top to bottom, left to right of what's on this menu. And a lot of times it may just summarize, well, there's chicken and beef and pork. And then I can go through and say, is there a cheeseburger listed on this menu? And it will go back through and read it to me. What's all, what the, if it's got lettuce, tomato, what kind of cheese, all that kind of stuff. So there again, it's you're training it and you've got to have the right phrasing. And then sometimes it'll just go, and won't give you anything if it loses connection or whatever. Remember that you can be much more specific with what you are looking for, like on a menu, in order to get better results. Like, for instance, if I ask it if there's a cheeseburger on the menu, you can say, hey, Meta, look and summarize the beverages and pricing on this menu. And I've had it read menus that are in script font as well as sans serif and serif, your normal type style. But I was really impressive whenever it picked up script style fonts, because sometimes our apps and stuff like Seeing AI and Be My Eyes, sometimes it's had problems with script in the past, but it's getting better. So some other commands and stuff that you can use, that they've been, that you can just use it like, hey, Meta, give me a fact about this town that I'm in. And it'll go through and search the World Wide Web, Wikipedia, or wherever it gets this information in the cloud. And it'll come back through and it'll tell you about whatever this place is. So you can tell Meta to remember your name in the database for future reference. It's been hit and miss on remembering people. And I'm on a couple of different Facebook groups, Meta Facebook groups, RayBan Facebook groups. And they've been playing with, like, if I tell Meta to look at Toby, and I'll have it take a picture, and then I'll say, hey, Meta, remember this Toby. Remember, Toby is my husband. And then it'll store it in the database maybe for a little bit. And then theoretically, then you could go into a room and say, hey, Meta, look and see if my husband's here in the room. And it should be able to go through and say, oh yeah, Toby's over on the right, or whatever, So it's getting there. I think it will continue to get better on that type of thing, especially as they integrate more API stuff. And I think Paul's also going to talk a little bit about one of the things that it cannot do right now is GPS location from specific points. So
that's one thing.
Yeah, let me throw it back over to Paul for that.
Okay. As much as we would like it, their GPS is not built into these glasses, so you're not going to have the assistance of wayfinding. But if you're walking down the street, let's see. Hey, Meta, where is the closest pizza restaurant?
To continue, reconnect your phone to the internet.
Oh, it says my phone is still not connected. Okay. You can ask it that question, and it would tell you where the closest pizza restaurant is. You could be walking in a mall, you know, like a strip mall, and the lens that you have is a kind of a wide angle lens. Although I will tell you, the picture that comes out does not come out landscape; it comes out portrait. Why, I don't know. I guess because it's Facebook, and so it's more concerned with picture of people's faces rather than landscapes. But the pictures come out portrait. But you can take a picture of a strip mall and they say, "Hey, Meta, tell me what stores are there." And
The nearby store is AC Customs at 8670 North Green Hills Road, and another store is Savers at 2251 Northwest Berry Road.
okay, it just gave me 2 stores that are nearby. So it's kind of listed to being not, okay. But in that way, you don't, like I say, you don't have wayfinding. It's not going to say, you know, give me walking directions to Savers, but it will give you the location. And so the capability of these glasses has to do with the information that's available in the world, whether it's the information that's available in your immediate environment, like, you know, you tell the glasses to look at and tell me what you see. It would describe the scene that you're looking at. And you can, you know, whether it's inside a room or whether it's just, you know, in a park, you're in a park and there are trees and kids playing and there are benches and a slide and a jungle gym and da-da-da. It will explain, you know, explain all that. As Debbie said, doesn't do very good with recognizing faces. Also, when she talked about documents, you can summarize a document, like you can have a full page document. You know, it can be typed single space, all top to bottom. And you can try to tell it to read it, and it will instead summarize it. It will recognize the text, but it doesn't do very well with OCR. Sighted people don't need OCR. And we got to remember, these were developed with sighted people in mind. It may be that later they easily can, of course, change, you know, the API so that if someone blind is using the glasses, you know, please read me this document line by line from top to bottom, and it will be able to do it. Right now it can't. Just like it could recognize faces, but it's not set up to store those faces. It was something else I was thinking of that it can't do. It will recognize money, but it's not that spiffy at it. I held up a $20 bill and it told me it was a $20 bill. I held up a $1 bill and it wouldn't tell me what it was. So I guess it's these are rich guys' glasses, but it will, I'm sure, if as you work with it, be more accurate in identifying money as bills. And so you can ask it, "Hey Meta, what bill is my holding up?" And you hold up the bill just like you're stretching it out, and if it sees one, it'll tell you.
Paul,
Start your question with the frame.
I'll give you another example of what it recognized at this restaurant yesterday.
Okay.
That impressed me. But yet I also like the fact that I could tell it was wrong and it apologized to me.
Oh, okay.
So I told it, I said, look at the table and see if you see any ketchup. And it said, yes, there is a bottle of ketchup. And this is just one of those regular red bottles. It's not labeled. You know, some restaurants will have your name brand ketchup things on there. This was just a plain bottle that was red.
A squirt
And
bottle.
it said, I asked if there was ketchup on the table, and it said yes. And I said, using the clock for directions, tell me where the ketchup is on the table. And it told me 3 o'clock, and it was actually like at 11 o'clock. And I said, you're wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. We will try to remember that for the next time, or something
Yeah.
like that. And I was just like cracking me up. It's like, yeah, you are wrong, buddy.
But that's an example of how AI is learning as well as teaching
Right,
itself.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
So then I told it, you know, where it was. It was actually at 11 o'clock. And then I went and I did something else and to say, okay, show me where the drink menu was, and using a clock, tell me where it's located on the table.
Mhm.
And then it came back and said where it was, and it was correct. So it's kind of like it had to figure out the clock version of the way I was situated and sitting at that moment and where the camera was, but it corrected itself to where the next thing that I asked it to find on the table was correct. So I was really impressed with that. And you know, with the facial recognition, with the OCR, money identification, again, I think what we're going to see in the next year with the different APIs that they work with, the different partnerships that they get into place here. I've already heard the rumors that they're working with IRA on something, and I think they're going to try to work with Be My Eyes as well.
Right.
And if they get those partnerships together, I mean, for this price point, it's just a game changer for a lot of us that can't afford these $4,000 things, pieces of technology that are out there. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with it, because, you know, and it's not a matter of the fact that, oh, well, we just bought these, 6 months later, we're going to have to buy a new pair. No, you pop them in the case, it's going to update, and you're still going to have a good pair of glasses that's still going to be current for quite some time, I think.
Quite some time, yeah. Probably not forever, but one thing I will explain, and it already does something that can be important to people that are blind, especially people that have been blind since a very young age. They don't know colors, but yet you've got clothes, and God help you if you have a pair of pink pants. But excuse me, you can hold up a shirt that's on a hanger and say, hey, M, look at it and tell me what this shirt looks like. Or look at it and describe this shirt. And it will tell you, this is a plaid shirt with red or with orange, blue, and white in it. And then you can ask it, what color pants can I wear with this shirt? And it will tell you, you know, either black or brown pants might work with this, or gray would work with this shirt. You can even go further. What color shoes would I wear with this shirt and those pants? And it will tell you that. You can hold up a dress. It will explain as much detail as it can pick up, the details of a dress. Like it's a blue background with white and pink flowers with green leaves on it. And it has white piping around the neck and the sleeves. And it has a black belt around the waist or white belt around the waist, as much detail as it can see in the camera view. Because what it does is it takes a picture and then it analyzes that picture. I heard a demo somebody else did. They held up a shoe and they told the glasses, look at it and describe this shoe. And they said, this is a Jordan 3 and it's white with green trim and whatever. It described the shoe to a T and identified it as a Jordan 3. He held up another one and it said, this is a Jordan 4, and gave the correct colors for that. So it's looking at, once again, the information that's available in the world and what it has touched in its identification and summarization, what it has seen, it will remember. Now, remember two things. One, it's going to go to a meta server in order to have, the complete array of information in the world. It's going to have a computer that's hooked up, and that's going to be behind it. However, I want you to remember that whatever you think about Meta and Facebook and privacy, the more you think that your privacy is dear to you and you don't want it compromised, the better you'll behave with these glasses. Because there is that risk. I don't know that that's the case or not. The fact that they build in the light to flash when you're taking a picture says they have taken privacy into consideration, but they are also famous for gathering every bit of information about you that they can, whenever they can and wherever they can. So exercise some caution and common sense when you use them. And so I know one person who does nothing in his pictures with his family because of that. Okay, so I'm not trying to scare you off of them. I'm just saying that a little bit of sense will go a long way. I think we'll open up for questions, because what you really want to know now is what you haven't heard yet. So,
Okay, well,
Debbie, can you see the hands?
We'll give directions for hand raising. Is Control Y or is Alt Y?
Option Y on the Mac. It's I think it's Alt Y
on the PC.
Yes, it is.
on the PC.
Alt Y on the
Yeah.
PC.
Yeah.
So if you have
Okay.
okay,
And
let
I think you
do you
reverse
know,
those
Deb?
to lower your hand.
in
On
the
Do you know,
chat,
Debbie, what it is on the phone?
I do.
a
It's
star Y
nine.
or
Star
star
nine
9.
on
Sorry,
the-
star 9.
Star 9 on the phone if you're on a phone.
Okay.
And in our chat room, Brenda put the message on. Let's see, where to go. Does it have haptic notification? And no, it does not.
No.
It's just oral. All right, our first hand raise is Tracy. Go ahead and unmute.
Alt Y if you're on a
Hello.
PC.
There she is.
Okay, there you are. Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I may have missed it, but what do you hear it speaking through?
Okay, thank you. That's a good question. The speakers are actually built into the temples of the glasses.
Oh,
And so the speakers are located right at the top of your ear to slightly behind your ear. So they're right near your ear. So they're not quite like bone conduction headphones, because bone conduction headphones sit in front of your ear, but they're that close, and you're able to hear very well with them.
And I'll add in there, though, we were talking about privacy.
Go ahead.
when we're traveling in the vehicle and I get a text message that comes in or whatever, if we're not playing the radio, Toby can hear my phone call, my whole conversations with people. So if you think you're going to be need to have a semi-private conversation with somebody, take it outside, because people around you are going to hear it, because there again, it's not on a bone conducting type thing. It's just sitting out there, and people are going to hear your music. They're going to hear your text messages and everything that comes through. So it's not that private of a thing. So
Let's see. Hey, Meta, play Apple Music.
From Apple Music, here's Paul News Station.
Okay, see how loud that is?
Mm-hmm.
And he's sitting a good, what, 4 feet away from the computer?
I'm about 3 feet away from the computer.
3
Yeah,
feet?
but you're hearing it through my earbuds, which is why you can hear it so well. But the other thing about the temple of the glasses, first of all, I tap once and it paused, tap once again, it stops the music. And if I swipe forward, it raised the volume. If I swipe backwards, then, okay, so I lowered the volume just by doing that. So now somebody else probably can't hear it. So if you wanted to be so daring, you could actually take a walk with these, have the music down low enough where you could hear it and enjoy it, but not be blasting. And so it's going to take some trial and error to see how that works with who you are.
I will
So
say
you-
also, though, it does not work real well with voiceover in that way. And I love the glasses because you can say, hey, Meta, turn the volume up, or you can touch the side and control the volume that way. But like I read my Kindle books and using voiceover and everything going on my phone, a lot of times if like Toby starts talking to me, I want to pause my Kindle. I'm reaching up and touching the earpiece to, a one touch thing to pause it. It doesn't work. Instead, it turns on my Apple Music or whatever.
turns on,
I get my voiceover still reading, my book's still reading, and then there's this music bed at the same time. And I'm like, wait, stop.
Yeah.
So,
And-
but I think that integration is still, I think it's coming.
It's a
just give it
limitation of what they
another-
have for the commands there, and they're going to have to develop it more.
Yep. All right,
Double traps
Robin,
them.
you have your hand up.
Okay, it's actually Mark, so.
Go, Mark. Okay.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I want to find out, I'm wearing my Meta glasses right now.
Okay, good.
I wanted to find out when you take a picture of something, or if you're having it describe something and it takes the picture, does that stay in the memory on the glasses? Or does
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And if you look in the app, there's a way that you can essentially transfer your media from the glasses to your phone. So your pictures will go into your camera roll, essentially, whether they're pictures or videos.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, if you open up the app, the button is on the bottom and it says share to. And you can save the image to your camera roll directly, or they've got other icons you can share it straight to WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram. Let's see, Instagram messages, Instagram story, Facebook story, Instagram post, or Facebook post. So you could go straight to Facebook,
but not Apple
social
text
media.
messages.
Right.
Okay.
And
All
I don't think we discussed, it's a 12 megapixel camera that
Yes,
I've
it
been
is.
impressed with the quality. And how long have they just upped the video capabilities? Is it 3 minutes now?
I haven't seen it yet. I know they did it, but
Yes, it is.
It
Debbie.
was
It's
just 30
maximum,
seconds.
maximum of 3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was just
30 seconds.
and they just
Yeah.
upped it. So
And you have
that's
a choice,
good.
which one you want, how
Yeah.
long you want it.
Yeah, you
Right.
can set it. Yeah, and understand that a long video is going to wear out your battery.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
This is Barbara Dewberry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Barbara. Yes,
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Okay, I have a question. I have my Meta glasses on as well.
Okay.
And when I take them off, I just usually fold them up and put them in the case.
Yes.
But a friend of mine was telling me about this little button that I found out today on the inside, on the left. where you can slide it up to turn them on or back to turn it off. Do I need to turn them off, or can I just do what I've been doing, or what?
You should do what you've been doing, because when you put them in the case, they charge. If you just turn them off, they will still discharge. I found that out.
What do you mean?
I mean, your battery will still run down after a long time
Oh, okay. So I need to.
if you just turn the switch off.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And to take the picture in the video, there's a little raised button on the right hand stem of the glasses. And it's just a real natural gesture to just reach up there, depress it, and then go click click, and
Yeah.
it's real natural. I'm so impressed with the engineering, with what they've put into this, to make it natural feeling. I'm just really impressed. I can't say enough about it, especially since I've already tested a couple other ones. But then again, those were just auditory things. They didn't have the cameras on them. And of the 3 that I've tested recently, I just love the RayBans. So, any other questions? Oh, here we go. Michael, you can unmute.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, I don't have Instagram or I don't have Facebook. I don't just sign up for these things. Are they going to make that easier to do eventually? I mean, I think this is you're kind of limited on how you can sign up for these on their app and stuff.
Do you use a smartphone, iPhone, or an
I
Android
have a
phone?
smartphone, but
Okay. I can tell you that you don't have to go on Facebook unless you want to, or Instagram. You simply need to start up an account. So if what you're most interested in is using these glasses, all you need to do is have an account. You don't need to necessarily use it for anything else until you get ready. But like your pictures that you take with it, once you think you've taken a good picture and you want to save it, then you can save it to Instagram or save it to Facebook. But until you do, you simply need to have an account with one of those apps so that you can use that in the app to sync the glasses to the phone. Okay.
Is there a main app that we go to?
There's an app called Meta View, METAVIEW. You can download that in the iPhone App Store or in the Google Play Store.
Okay.
And they'll tell you that when you get the glasses, but now you already know it. And so, and think about the fact, if you got somebody that can just help you set up your account, you can start out with these glasses rather than starting out with Facebook.
Yeah.
So
well, I don't have Facebook, so I don't want it.
Yeah, you know what? I got it, and I don't blame you. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to get it. All you need to do is set up an account on the Meta platform, which is Facebook and Instagram and
do I lose
Facebook
any?
Messenger.
If I don't use those other, like Facebook or Instagram and all them, if I don't use those services, do I lose any of the quality or quantity of
No. No.
Okay.
And you only need one of them. So even if which I think they're still going to make you set up either a Facebook account or
an Instagram.
An Instagram to connect
I won't be getting
with. So, but you don't have to use any of that as long as you just have created the account. It's the Meta View app has to connect into that.
In fact, the Instagram doesn't come on your phone. You could download Instagram, sign up for the account, delete the Instagram app as long as you remember your username and password.
And never have to open it again. Yeah.
Right.
All right, Chip.
All right. Thank you. many of you know that so many of us that are blind, visually impaired, also have a hearing loss. And so for those of us that do have a hearing loss and wear hearing aids, whether it be over the ear or in the ear aids, so, and if depending on the brand of hearing aids and if they have Bluetooth capability, would they be able to then pair the hearing aids with the glasses, and that would offer the privacy that it would only come through the hearing aid. So I just wondering if someone that wore over the ear or in the ear hearing aids that had Bluetooth capability, whether they would be able to pair the aids with the glasses.
Or even, I don't know that they would pair with the glasses, but I would be interested to find out whether anybody that uses a hearing aid has them. Like I said, I have the glasses on, and I have Beats Fit Pro earbuds. They're in my ear, and you're able to hear my music, and you're able to hear, the voice. I don't know what that means in terms of transferring to a hearing aid, but because of the placement of the speaker, you may be pleasantly surprised.
Well, I wear over the ear hearing aids, and I have it paired. I have them, my aids paired with my iPhone, and it has to be pretty loud before somebody can hear. Yeah, but I can set it at a volume, even music, and have it at a volume that no one else can hear it except for me, because it's come through those hearing aids.
Right, because it's an amplifier. Yeah.
Right.
What I would tell you, Chip, if you go to places, like we mentioned, Best Buy, Lens Crafters, a lot of optometrists that might sell them, they're very likely going to have a pair that you can try on. So you could actually just put them on your ear and give it some commands and play some music, if however they have it set up, and see how they work with your hearing aids as they are. And they can answer the question, I think, better than me. The glasses do use Bluetooth, but I can't say they use it to the extent that they could pair with hearing aids.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm looking on the website too to see if there's any answers on that.
Anybody else have a question while Debbie's doing that?
I don't see anything.
None?
I have a question. This is Michael again.
Hi, Michael. Go ahead.
When you take a picture of a person and their face and that, how do you line it up so you get the actual perspective?
I think you're going to have to guess. If you're looking directly at them and they say cheese, or say, I'm right here, Michael, if you can focus on where their voice is coming from, you're going to have a pretty good chance of getting them in the picture if you look straight at them. The glasses will line up.
A lot of people that are blind usually look to the side a little bit, or to they don't always focus.
But if you're taking a picture of somebody, if they're talking to you, their mouth is still in the front of their head. And so if you hear them and line up on where you hear them from, if you can do that, you have a good chance of getting them in the picture pretty well.
Okay, I think Barbara had
I'm totally blind myself. Go ahead, Debbie.
Barbara?
Yes. I was gonna say that sometimes I'll ask it to find me a recipe for a certain thing, and it'll find it and read to me how much, the measurements of this and that, and it stores it in the gallery on my phone.
Yes.
I can go back to it and find what I want later on and read it when I'm getting ready to make something.
And I'm pretty sure that will import to your computer as well, so you can save it and give it a name and have it stored on your computer as well, or your phone.
Yeah, I just usually do it to my phone.
Yeah.
Easier.
All right, I'm still not seeing anything on the hearing aids, but that would be something that I could probably find something on one of
We'll
those
have to
Facebook
look and see.
sites about
Yeah.
that, but
And, Michael's question about taking pictures. When you take a picture, at this point, you don't get any feedback like you do with an iPhone these days, where it'll tell you a person with the face in the middle of the frame,
Right.
or at the top of the frame, you don't get that kind of guidance with these glasses. Again, remember, these are built for people that are sighted. I don't know what they see or how they do it, but I guess it's a matter of looking straight at somebody and you have their face in the frame. So that's why I said if you can focus on where their voice is coming from, and you in quotes, look at that point in space where their voice is coming from, you have a good chance of getting a good picture of them.
all right. Well, I think we have no more hands raised. Any other questions from the floor?
Well, I will just say, just so ATI can be flooded, that you have to ask them, but I think this is something that would probably qualify for the grant if you want to go that route. And if there's not another way to get them, nobody asked me my personal bias, but I would say that like Debbie, I am very impressed with these and their performance, at this point. And there's more that I hope that they'll be able to do later. And there's more I hope they'll be able to do sooner than later, quite frankly, with document processing and some other things. And they were present at the ACB BVA convention. And so there was somebody that was selling them there. And the woman that was selling them has a husband that worked for the Sparrow, Freedom Scientific. And so we at BVA, we showed some interest in it as well. And so between ACB and probably NFB as well as BVA, all of us have consumers that have shown interest in the glasses. So Meta's going to get plenty of feedback and suggestions and requests. And so if you're one of those people that wants to submit one, don't assume somebody else put your request in. Go ahead and go to what is it? Meta.com.
Yes.
Yeah, meta.com, meta.com, and look for Meta RayBan glasses or Meta AI, and put in a request to have a feature on the Meta RayBan glasses.
I thought I had their accessibility line or email at one time, but I have to go back and look for it. Tracy has a question.
Yes.
How well does it help you with like street lights, crossing, intersections, crosswalks, that sort of thing? I know that you said you can give it commands like, are there cars moving or something like that, but does it help you with like general walking amongst traffic and or crossing?
I would not use
Go ahead,
that. I
Debbie.
would not rely on it. I would say on that personally, because I think it's still a little slow in its reaction time on things. There's like a like a 2-second delay on things or so, and so I would not throw your O&M skills out the window just to trust these glasses to make sure you're not going to get hit by a car. So
I would say by intent, these are not a mobility aid in that respect.
Right.
Okay, but they
when
will
you get
help
there, they can tell you what's there, but they aren't very good at helping you get there.
Or you could say, hey, Meta, is there a gray minivan in the parking lot? And tell me the clock, using the clock as a configuration. Where's the gray minivan? You know, and it can help you with that.
And they'll say there are 132 gray minivans.
Right.
Right. And it'll help you like with recognizing storefronts, like if you're walking along a strip mall and there are stores.
If you're across the street, so you
Yeah.
have a vantage point, a viewpoint, you can just tell me, look at and tell me what store
Bath
front
and Body
store
Works.
signs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
good.
Or you can
out there
say,
on the
you ask
web, it
for a
already
certain
knows
store.
the brand. And so it's
Yeah.
going to recognize and pull up the brand and go, oh yeah, that's Bath and Body Works.
Mhm.
Oh, cool.
Okay. That sounds good.
All right, Anna, your hand's raised.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if you have no vision and don't really have a color concept, how do you, do you just order a color or a lens or a frame that sounds good? Is there something that would be best for you to ask for if you really
Well, of
don't have a
course.
color concept?
Just get black.
Yeah, mine are the matte black
No,
with
but
the.
if you had some sense of color, there's a range. But if you don't, seriously, you're not going to go wrong with black. But if you're getting tired of black, you might look at the caramel color,
Okay.
which is
I was
kind
just
of a
curious,
light
because
brown.
because I have no color concept as far as, no vision as far as that goes. And so, like, my
Right.
eyes are blue, but I wear a lot of dark, like, jeans or black pants.
Uh-huh.
Different color tops. But anyway, I was just curious what you would recommend that a person would get that would look, would not look strange, but would be, or maybe the clear ones or something. I don't know.
Well, I think I can say pretty safely, although I don't have any vision, I used to have some. And so I can imagine most of those frame colors on a face. Debbie can still see them. I don't think there's a frame that's the wrong color.
Oh, so just whatever okay, cool.
Yeah. So
Well, and the lenses would be what I would be more
I was getting ready
concerned
to say
about.
that. Yeah.
The lens is more so than the frames. Okay.
Do you have any light perception at all?
No.
Okay. So I guess you could do
I never
clear.
read it.
But the UV rays that are outside can still damage your
Yeah, they
eyes,
can still.
whether you see or not.
Right.
So because it's an organ. So unless you have prosthetics, it's up to you. I would still get something that blocks some of those UV rays, so.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea. Well, thank you much.
It is.
And if nothing else, just go to one of the eye doctors and just see what they recommend.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And if you can't, okay, so if you have no vision, will that be hard for you to track? Like, like Michael's vision, he doesn't have vision anymore, but his eyes can still track. Since mine can't, if I just turn towards something and take a picture, I'm going to get a view of it somewhat, right?
Sure. And just like we've been doing for years, Anna, we use our hearing to orient a lot.
Sure do. Yep.
So if you hear a car and you want to take a picture of the car, then you turn toward the car where you hear it, and then you can just tell it, take a picture and tell me what kind of car that is. See?
Cool. Oh yeah.
Well, and like if I were talking with Paul, and of course if I was like you and I didn't have any sight, Paul is really tall, I'm pretty short. So if I just am looking not up toward his mouth where the sound's coming from, and I just look directly at him, I'm going to take a picture of his belly button. So you're going to want to tilt your head up.
Yeah. So like any device that we get as people that are blind, especially those that are totally blind, we're going to rely on our basic blindness skills in the end to optimize our use with these devices. So we're going to have to learn, like look at where the sound of the voice comes. So and if you were taking a picture of me, you got to look up about 3 feet. So
Well, and it's funny
Um,
that you bring that up though, because this was something that a topic that we actually kind of, I think we talked a little bit about this, Chip, at Mocha at the breakout session that you did, where with your prosthetics and stuff, he's got him in both eyes, and yet Chip makes amazing eye contact with people, and you can't tell that he's not looking you in the eye when you're talking to him half the time, and I
Okay.
think it's just practicing, trying to look up and hear where the sound's coming from, look toward their mouth, and then if you take a picture, then you should at least have some sort of a headshot there. And so, all right,
Right,
Robin
yeah.
or Mark, you had another question?
I didn't have a question. I was just going to make a comment for Anna's benefit. Mark here, you did most of the pictures from the kid's birthday party the other day,
Yeah.
Okay.
and he did it just sitting on the couch, just looking straight ahead. So it's not
Oh,
that.
wow.
It's really not that hard.
That's great. Yeah, because
It sounds
I
hard, but
found
it's
those
not.
on Facebook. Yep.
Yeah, so you can tell by the descriptions, because I put some of the descriptions in, that he was able to focus to get the picture. So once you just aim for the person talking or whatever.
Or
Mhm.
where you think somebody is, give it a try.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, it's about 20 after 8. Paul, do you want to wrap us up, or Denny?
Well, I don't know what else I could wrap up with. I think we've tried to impart to you most of what we knew, and then we of
Thank you
course
guys so
wanted
much.
to answer what you asked, and so looks like we've done a pretty complete job. And I would just say that these are an easy adapt, if you will. If you can get through the app and get it installed, your glasses will hook up, and then you'll be able to make some settings that you can customize. And if you have the Meta account, you could be up and running in an hour, hour and a half. Easy.
Cool.
And I think Denny just got his, I think, within this last month.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He's pretty new user with him, and so.
How long did it take you to set yours
We
up?
had our
Denny?
last TAVIM meeting, and Paul and I were just going blah 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 about the glasses, and then he's on Amazon looking around. Can I get these off Amazon? So he's already got his. All
Yeah,
right,
it
Denny,
didn't
we're
take too
throwing it
long
to
to.
you.
I don't know, am I on or not? I don't know.
You're on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on.
Okay.
You're on.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't take too long to set them up, Paul. Probably 30 minutes or so, and
Yeah.
yeah, they're pretty straightforward. Once you take them out of the charging case, then it's pretty well just all talks to you and tells you what to do, and it's very informative and very good. So, well, thank you, Debbie and Paul, for the presentation. Very
You're welcome.
informative, and I appreciate all of you callers tonight participating in the conference call. Again, if you want more information about TAVIM, and I believe we'll have this recording on the website too. Debbie, is that right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, we
I'll
need
try
to
to make it happen.
Okay. And the website is TAVI, TAVI-MO.org. And you can go there and get more information about TAVIM and about the recording for the Meta RayBan. Again, thanks everyone for participating tonight. We'll see you next month, second Monday night of October, and hopefully we'll have another good turnout and a great topic to talk about. So have a good night, everyone. Thank you.